Got a new setup here. Hopefully everything's working right and this mic don't clip too much, but we'll make it work. We always make it work, right? About 2 days ago, my dog, he came over, found something off in the woods. He's always running off in the woods, and he comes back from the woods with something. I don't know, thought it was a branch or something. He's always coming back with something. It's a little bit windy today, so also hopefully this mic isn't picking too much or clipping too much. So bear with me if it is. My dog, he comes over with whatever, some in his mouth, and it's nighttime, so you can't really see, right? But you hear it squeaking. You hear it squeaking. Come to find out, he had a baby rabbit in his mouth. Now, I've seen like a rabbit or two around here. So it's not uncommon for me to see a rabbit. I don't see them often. It's not like all the time you see them. But from time to time, I'll see one or whatever, just run away. They're real skittish, and it'll run away, and then I won't see it for like months. I won't see a rabbit. I won't see anything. But that was the first time I've seen a baby rabbit. And I mean, this thing was newborn. Couldn't have been more than a week old or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like newborns, they don't really open their eyes, and so that's how I knew this baby rabbit was just a newborn. It didn't even open his eyes. It was breathing, it was squealing, but it was a newborn baby, and so I quickly, we took it inside. Did a quick Google search on it because I don't know the first thing about rabbits, baby rabbits, none of that. And I found out a little bit about them, and apparently they're super duper fragile. They don't do well with stress, and they're very fragile. And apparently a lot of newborn baby rabbits don't make it. They just don't make it. It's either too harsh for them or they get too stressed out. And, a lot of them die. Sometimes the mom abandons them. Sometimes the dad comes and kills them, infanticide. It's rough. It's rough being a baby rabbit, a baby period, but a baby rabbit in particular. And so I kept it wrapped up in a shirt and in a box that night. And I read that the best thing you could do for it is bring it back to the nest. Find the nest where the babies are at, where the mom is at, and bring it back, because the mom rabbit feeds it twice a day. One at dusk, one time at dawn, one time at dusk. And so that night I said, all right, the next day I'll bring it, try to find the damn nest in this forest and see if I put it back. I prayed on it. I literally prayed. I prayed that the baby will make it overnight, and I prayed that we'd be able to find the damn nest, because this is a big forest. There's a lot of woods back here, and I'm just like, that's like finding a needle in a haystack. But I prayed because I truly know and believe that through God, all things are possible. And I prayed for those two things, and lo and behold, the next day, not only did the baby make it, but then we found the nest. We found it. It was actually not too far from my house. It's not too deep back here in the woods. My dog actually found it again. He led me to it, and I know he would, just out of sheer curiosity. I knew he was going to end up going back there. So we found the nest, and there was another baby. there was another baby there. And the other baby kind of had like what looked like a cut on its back. And so I looked up, like, refuge centers, is there somewhere to take it to care for it? But once again, like, from what I read, most of the time when you do that, the chances of survival are very minimal. They do the best with mom. They need mom's milk. And unfortunately, it's a huge gamble, and you're better off trying to leave them with mom. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna put this little guy back, and hopefully he'll be resting and he'll be back with his brother or sister, sibling, and the mom will probably come back that night and feed it, and I'll see what'll happen. Not but an hour or two later, maybe, the one that I had found wasn't moving. He just was lifeless, wasn't moving. So I said, you know what, let me give it the night. Maybe he just needs to be fed, or I don't know what, right? Later on that day, I went to work, and come to find out that the other one wasn't moving. And so I said, okay, you know what, I'm gonna go check on him myself the next day. I checked on him the next day. They both were moving. And I said, I'll give it the night to see if the mom will maybe give it some milk, come back for it. Who knows? And next day comes, which was earlier today. Nothing. They both in the same exact spot. They weren't moving. I kind of gently pushed them around, kind of see if there'd be any movement or anything like that. Nothing. They were gone. And seems to be like they were gone for more than a day already. The one that had the cut on his back, I already saw like ants trying to eat at it. And so I put on some gloves, I buried a little hole, and I buried them. What's the point of you telling this story, bro? We get it. Little baby rabbits died. Happens every day. That's life. It got me to thinking, though. What's the point of doing anything in life? A lot of life just isn't fair. It's just not. It's not fair. I felt some kind of way, obviously. I mean, it's a little baby. It's a newborn baby. I don't know, maybe I'm just empathetic or sensitive, but it was sad to see. But what was even more crazy is that I realized, like, no matter what, damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Like, you can try, you can give something your all. You can put in as much effort as you want. You could study for that test and still fail. You could warm up, be rested, have a good 8-hour sleep solid. You have your pre-workout. Everything's going smooth. Warm up weight, lightweight, whatever. Boom, you snap your shit up. You snap your knee, your ankle, twist, your whatever, right? Get an injury. How? I did everything right. I try to eat healthy, drink clean water, don't drink soda, not too much. I'm not a candy guy, really. Not too much sweets. I'm one of the most healthy, if not the most consciously healthy person I know. I work out. Boom, still get cancer. I saw a video earlier of this boy, 13 years old, with brain cancer, terminal. The video, he said he had 13 surgeries at that point, I think. And he said that's 13 times my personality changed. that really got me to just life ain't fair, man. It's really not fair. And it's hard. And it's real easy to give up, and it's real easy to look at other people's circumstances and just be like, how can that happen? I did everything I could for that baby rabbit. I did everything I could to take care of myself. I did everything I could to study for that exam. I did everything I could to work out. What the fuck? That's not fair. That's not right. That's not how it's supposed to be. But says who? I think we do ourselves, our society, our children a disservice every time we kind of say, hey, work hard and everything will work out. Work hard and you'll succeed. Dreams come true. That's not the reality of life, man. And this ain't no doomer video. This is not me saying, why bother? Just give up. In fact, it's quite the contrary. Why bother? Because you can. Because we can. Because what other choice do we have? God blesses you with another day. There's someone, something that won't make it today. They won't make it home. They won't make it to their bed. They won't make it to see their spouse. Or they will make it and then they won't wake up tomorrow. Why bother working out when we're just gonna die anyway? Why bother trying when shit can just go south at any minute? Why not? Why not? Because we can. Because what other purpose could you serve? And if you really believe that, why are you even still here? Because everything has a purpose. Everything. Everything. Even the fucked up shit that happens. Even them poor little bunnies I had to go bury. Even me getting what I had to get dealt, the cards I got dealt. That kid, whatever it is, all these things that are not fair. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's cool. I'm not saying it's fun. I'm not saying any of that. Again, life ain't fair. A lot of times, nature is cruel. And life just ain't fair. But what do you do with that? I'm not saying I got all the answers. I'm not even saying I got it figured out. But what are your options? Who are you in those times of distress, in those times where you could just give up? You could just say, to hell with this. When life gives you every reason to give up and quit and to give in. Because you have every right, rhyme, reason, nobody will blame you to just give up. Because sometimes you'll do your best and you'll try and you'll still fail and you'll still eat shit. I've said before, though, that I believe happiness is in the doing of things, not in the actual completion or acquiring of something. We think we'll be happier when we get that job, get that car, get that house, get that girl. I'll finally be happy when I have abs. You won't. You won't. You'll get that girl and you'll get bored. You'll get tired of her. She'll get on your nerves. You'll get that car and it'll break down and give you problems. You'll get that house and it'll get flooded. The mortgage, the property tax. There'll always be something. You can never not have problems, but you could choose the quality of problems you have. You can't not have problems, but you can always choose the quality of problems you have in life. And that's the beauty of it. That's the thing of life. We get the choice to see the beauty. We get to be defiant. We get these opportunities. Because what else is there? Again, when life shits on you and asks you why do you bother? Why do you continue? You get to look back in his face and say, why not? Why not? Because I can. Because you can. Maybe that's our purpose. Maybe that's what we're here for. Because we can.